Hello everyone. Today we're gonna look at a subreddit called China IRL. This subreddit is very interesting because unlike most of subreddit about China, it's actually written by Chinese people and the subreddit is in Chinese. Well, I translated it in English in Google Translate, which they have significantly improved in these years. But the reason I want to take a look here because this subreddit is a best representation of what Chinese people think about China, help you gain new perspective, learn about new things, and it's just a fun time browsing around. These I ask everyone watching the video, please do not join, please do not comment or make posts there unless you really have to because you're not Chinese. And if you are, feel free to do that because I wish that subreddit can preserve a level of unique quirkiness and a different perspective seeing things. It's really a magnificent place. And the reason that subreddit exists at all is because currently and in recent year, censorship about language have gotten a lot more severe. So people, can't really talk smack in their own country. So they jump over the firewall and get to US and they talk smack here about China. Well, not always, but sometimes. Like this picture is a great representation. If you share this in China, you share this on your WeChat or something, you're probably not gonna get a lot of good press. But it's like a meme, it's funny. You wanna do a little Photoshop skill to voice about how your own leader is acting more and more like an emperor these days than a president. Well, here you can show it on Reddit. What a wonderful society, what a wonderful timeline we live in. Without further ado, let's get in. Let's learn a little bit more. So, Google Translate is a very good device. I'm only gonna look at stuff with more views. Look at this. Um, People are joking about the ropes. And by the way, I will show you. I'm actually reading the Chinese version on the left side of the screen because there are jokes that are kind of like Chinese, really specifically in Chinese, and I wanna try to explain them a little bit more. Um, yeah, and this picture is honestly really well done, really good Photoshop, and they're really right about the clothing. This is the Qing Dynasty. The Qing Dynasty was the last dynasty of China, and arguably, there's something interesting about them is a era where minority ruled the majority. Qing are not Han Chinese. Han is the major race in China. Qing is the Manchurian race or Man race in Chinese. So they ruled, and interestingly, they wear that, and people are making fun of them right here. Uh, yeah, they're kind of like nowadays. They're kind of like the Jewish people of China because many Chinese people have conspiracy about the Qing minority. Like they rule the media, they rule the state. They're like the people that's pulling the string and backdoor and stuff like that. It's a crazy society we lived in. The people believe in so many things about minority groups, but yeah, and let's hit the next pose. Looking at Xi Jinping visiting a factory. Let's see. So they are talking about a really popular movie called The Young Lion. The Chinese name is um, 雄狮少年. It's a very look, it even translate every sentence. Very cool. Also, I don't even really need to look at the post, but it's a new movie that's coming out in China, and is a very good movie in China. But there definitely have issues. I guess there's definitely big controversy that we are sharing here. Let's take a look. Oh boy. Oh, that's a lot of words. Let's just watch a video. So actually I was just here. So I was confused. I was like, hold up. This song, I was like, I heard this song before, right? Where did I ever heard this song before? I was like, is this the Christmas song? Is this the Christmas time in China? Well, no. Santa Claus died in Taiwan. He might have. He took a long trip there and delivered the goods. What does that mean? The first 7. Oh, never know. So, dang. So this is photoshopping Xi onto another. I guess there's a lot of Xi Jinping joke today. Seeing that a Hong Kong key. Okay. So, a Hong Kongese person did an AMA on Reddit. Name. So this person is what? So this person is also Hong Kongese because, or not Chinese because they're writing in traditional instead of Mandarin. Oh boy. I'm just gonna explain the first comment. Is the University of Hong Kong as large as the Chinese campus of Hong Kong University? Unlike. It seems to be not a question. Oh boy. So the video is about prove you are Chinese in 1 sentence. And their answer are extremely like patriotic, and there is a sentiment that has been growing in mainland China being anti-Christmas. So people will burn gifts, people will burn Santa Claus during Christmas to show they love China. And these are minority groups. They're extremists, right? People are not like this. But their act is so cringe-worthy, so that is spread really widely in China. People love cringe. People love extremism. So it says prove yourself is Chinese in 1 sentence. So this kid said, "We got free coronavirus vaccine. We didn't know. We didn't get free coronavirus. We got free coronavirus vaccine." This person said, "We do not celebrate Christmas Eve. We do not celebrate Christmas." That's his answer for being Chinese. And like, the sentiment is a scary one, and I would say arguably it is growing in China. But we'll do a deeper dive later on. But today we're just gonna looking at some funny cringe. So she said, "The people has faith. The country has power." I mean, that could be any country though. I don't think that's China specific. I think majority of people love their country, and majority of people have some faith in their country, and majority of country taught their citizen that they are powerful. So, oh boy, he said, I'm being educated. I'm reading books. I'm educating, so China will rise. That's also not a great answer of like, why are you Chinese? Like, I'm too judgmental, maybe. If the youth is strong, the country is strong. Sure, a philosophical idea, but it still doesn't prove like why you're Chinese. It's just like praising China instead of actually showing you're Chinese. If faith has a color, it must be Chinese red. I'm gonna say it just right here that these videos are passing in China as the anti-propaganda. Like, there are definitely people seeing this and believing this and be like, "Damn, I love the CCP." But majority of Chinese people in China see this, and it's definitely a level of cringe. That's what I'm telling you, and that's why it's sharing here. I do not regret can't becoming Chinese in this life, next life I will be Chinese again.
非常棒。
It's still it's just like Chinese praising, not loving. Let's read the comment section. Vomited. See, like majority of Chinese people be like, ah, that's like, ugh, cringe. I asked my mother if I could. I asked my mother if I could tell school that our families from. So he told, yeah, I actually have the same story. So, the red scarf is the Vladimir Lenin Youth Pioneer Club organization, whatever, is a ceremony that every Chinese elementary schooler must do. First grader doesn't do that, but second grader is when you pledge to be joining the Vladimir Lenin Pioneer Youth, or short Pioneer Youth. I was a Pioneer Youth too, and we had to wear red scarf. The scarf symbolized the blood of the revolution, like the amount of people who died in the revolution. I think in general is it's a good idea, a good sentiment to remember the people that died for your country, that sacrificed themselves for something new, something change, and something good. But there are a lot of impractical things. I was a kid and I lost my red scarf every day, so we had to buy these red scarf off local market that's just outside the school, because our elementary school has a gate and there's two appointed person to check if I'm wearing red scarf or not. If I don't wear my red scarf, my class, my 30 people class will um, be deducted points, and I'll be basically shamed. Our class will be kind of like shamed because our points are low compared to the other classes in our whole grade. So it's important for me to wear red scarf, but I can't get red scarf, so I have to buy red scarf from our local market that's just outside of our school. And they made hella money. And they made hella money because it is so profitable selling red scarf, because they have a low initial cost, right? It's probably cost some pennies to make, and I have to spend $1.50 or more to buy the red scarf. Basically, it's like a 49 V bucks, but for Chinese people back then. I now I think about it, I think it's just very ironic, because people who died for a communist revolution would not want kids remembering their act by force into a capitalist market. That's not. That's precisely the worst part of capitalism too. Whereas like the market determined the rate. That's good, but this is not a fair rate because we kind of have to buy it. We're forced to buy it, a red scarf. So little irony there. Little crazy stuff. That's my story about red scarf. Crazy memory. Let's keep going deep. Going deep. Um, this is a Chinese meme. Let me just do a quick explanation. In the 80s, when Shenzhen just started building, so good housing and good office area, uh, pedestrian and non-motor vehicle roads, moving roads, enough parking spots, enough parking lot, enough parking building, golf course in the center of the building. So they skipped everything and golf course came first. Shenzhen is one of the one of the three first designated Chinese economic specialized zone with low tax, um, good international trade. It's just China poured a lot of money there, so it's basically pretty crazy development for 40 years. They went from a little village to now to a city of I think 12 million people in that city now, roughly. And they built a golf course first, so you know what kind of class was ruling. The superior of Xi Jinping. That's not the right translation, is it? Oh, let's double check that. So yeah. Disappeared. So people are mentioning less about him in China, I guess. Um, he has a lot of comment. I love comment section. This person wrote a poem. Oh God. So basically, 人民日报 is a very People's Daily is a big Chinese national newspaper. A lot of people still read that even nowadays, and we're talking about him less and less. So people wonder what's happening. So, wow, this is a great poem, and I'm gonna try to read it with all my emotion, love, and care. Xi Jinping's. All right, that's it. No more poem reading. That's just playing endless tenure. Surprise one. What is surprise one? Um, the venture. Damn, I don't get it. Sometimes people. I swear to God, this is like Chinese people running this web because they use a lot of Chinese inside joke. I don't get it sometimes. I'm not really Chinese. I'm American at this point. I'm not really embedded with Chinese web. So I'm getting. So I'm just reading, sharing some joke. Um. So which of the following behavior most alert college counselor? So and then A, celebrating Christmas. B, celebrating Christmas a day later. C, celebrating the dissolve of Soviet Union. And then D, celebrating Christmas 2 days later. One of these are not like the other. One of these are not like the other. Damn, Mao's Christmas. Mao was born. Mao was born during Christmas this year. Wow, didn't know. Ukrainian conflict. Maybe no, I don't know too much about it. So let's not talk about it. That I don't want to get killed by Putin. So reverse. The Chinese want to celebrate Christmas. Chinese character. Oh. Wow. Uh, we're gonna look at one more good post. And then we will go away and say goodbye to everyone because it's been a good day. Oh, this post is great. Let me explain this joke. And then we will be done. So, master in the folks is a common adage in Chinese. We say it as in like people usually achieve a masterful status, skills, and then they do not join the professional realm. They go back in the normal people realm. So it's like a dude, maybe just like an average dude, but he could be the world best at bowling, where like you see like that guy, you're like that's a nerd, haha. He could be the best at, I don't know, League of Legends. And what we see here is she's selling stuff. This is like a classic streetwear card, and she's selling fry rice. Sorry, fried noodle. Lao Ming, chao fen, fried rice noodle, 3D modeling, and Photoshop. People are wondering what is going on here. What is going on? She is literally selling those. I mean, it is what it is. This is her WeChat code. You could pay her there. So she shop it out right there and there. Up and down are not the same card. Oh my god. A picture is the same. Well, cyberpunk. Cyberpunk 2077. Okay, that's it for today. Love you guys. We if you guys like, if this video gets two likes, we'll do this once every week. Show you a real slice of China with my funny commentary. And if you want to learn more about Chinese culture, Chinese event, I will strongly recommend not just to watch more of my video, not to watch any video on YouTube, because most of the videos are very biased. I would recommend watch these three movies: Farewell, My Concubine, 活着, and then Devil on the Doorstep. I will link two of them below. I couldn't find the link for Devil on the Doorstep with English translation, but it's a very popular movie. You will be able to find it if you want to. Watch these three movies if you really care or just curious about what is the Chinese perspective? I talk so much on this YouTube channel, and or just to grow as a person. These are a great movie, but I would strongly recommend watching those three movies first before you looking at Chinese issue, Chinese event, and make any commentary about like Chinese problem that you do see in the world today. Because with these three movies, you'll gain a perspective of how do Chinese people actually think. Because you'll be surprised that people in different part of the world think and act very differently. I'll link them also in the description below. Love you guys. See you later.